Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors will soon make a Jimmy Butler realization that Heat fans know too well. Jimmy Butler is still capable of being a highly impactful player on the court. But can the former Miami Heat star stay engaged consistently for the Warriors? The Jimmy Butler Golden State Warriors partnership is officially underway, and it's looked promising early on. The former Miami Heat star has helped lead the Warriors to a 2-0 start to open up this next chapter of his career. In the first two wins, Butler has played a major part in the team's success. He has averaged 22.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.0 assists on efficient shooting during that span. He has brought another offensive creator option to help take the load off Stephen Curry. But Butler's versatility is a lot more than just scoring, and it has shown thus far in his Golden State tenure. His ability to get to the free throw line and slow the game down is as elite as ever. And he has averaged a dominating 14.0 free throw attempts throughout those two games. Butler's two-way IQ has brought an early impact to the revamped Warriors lineup. However, the only question remains the same as it's been for years surrounding the aging star: can he stay consistent? Butler's usage rate during this 2024-25 season has jumped from nearly 20% to over 26% for his first two games as a Warrior. The disgruntled forward tried to put blame on coach Erik Spoelstra for his role in the offense. Although, the only person he can blame for that is himself. As Butler suddenly turned against the entire Heat organization this season, he was often seen ball-watching and standing in the corner on offense prior to finally being traded. Sure, his trade request out of South Beach played a big factor in his quiet quitting on the court. Nonetheless, Butler's involvement in Miami's offense was an issue for years leading up to the drama that unfolded this year. The best version of the Heat always came with him heavily engaged as a scorer and playmaker. That's why when he would elevate his game come playoff time, they would suddenly become contenders. The issue was always getting that version of Butler on a consistent basis. Perhaps a motivated Butler, fresh off a new lucrative contract extension, will do so on the Warriors. Even so, the Heat couldn't get that consistent effort after signing his two max deals earlier in his South Beach career. With just about 6 months away from him turning 36 years old, asking for consistent offensive production could pose an even more daunting task as Butler ages. One All-Star continues to dominate, another remains struggling in Heat's latest loss. While in the midst of an impressive stretch of play, another Bam Adebayo masterclass gets wasted. When it comes to the Miami Heat's all-star duo in Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro, it is starting to become a tale of two halves to the season. It seems like it has been a rare occasion to see both players lead the way cohesively in the same game. Herro earned his first career all-star nod just 2 weeks back after some stellar first half of play. However, ever since snagging a reserve spot on the roster, there have been some rapid shooting struggles. The career-high efficiency he once sported has taken a dip as of late, especially with his three-point attempts. In the 5 games Herro has appeared in after being selected to be an All-Star, he has played well in just one of them. Most notably being considered as Miami's best player all season long, Herro has run into his first real slump during this 2024-25 campaign. And time is ticking to get things back on track. The Heat are in the midst of a 3-game losing streak and losers of 4 out of their 5. They slid back into the Eastern Conference's play-in tournament as the 7th seed. And Wednesday night's 115-101 loss to the OKC Thunder submitted yet another disappointing blown lead. Miami was once up by 16 points in the second half, just to get throttled again in the final period. OKC had a 32-8 fourth-quarter advantage. However, there is one player who has continued to turn his own individual season around of late. Unlike Herro's emergence to begin the season, Adebayo has dealt with inconsistency of his own on offense for the entire first half of this campaign. The former 3x All-Star was poised for a breakout year heading into training camp, but instead saw that type of production come from Harrow. But the efficiency problems have seemed to be put behind Adebayo. The big man has led the way for the Heat off the court with his leadership as a second-year captain, and now he has led the way on the court with his efforts of late. Despite the loss to the Thunder, Adebayo secured his 29th double-double of the season on a team-high 27 points and efficient shooting. He is now just one game behind Ronnie Sakali to tie the franchise's all-time double-doubles record. Even with another Adebayo masterclass, the rest of his teammates failed to provide enough of a boost to supplement his outing. This most notably includes Harrow, along with the likes of two other important Heat starters in Andrew Wiggins and Kel'el Ware. It is likely still too early to come to any judgment on the newly acquired Wiggins, but he has limped to just 7 of 24 shooting across his first 2 games for Miami. It has also seemed like Ware hasn't wasted any time running into that rookie wall. The once-rising 7-foot rookie has averaged 8.7 points over his last 9 games. Ultimately, Adebayo's dominance of late will continue to be overshadowed as the losses keep piling up. The rest of this rotation needs to hold their own weight. NBA journalist points to Kevin Durant trade in the next offseason. One of the most talked about names at the last NBA trade deadline, Kevin Durant is expected to be involved in a trade next offseason. At least that's what ESPN's Brian Windhorst guarantees. According to the journalist, the Phoenix Suns will take advantage of the next few months before trading the star. Therefore, the veteran will have a new team in the second half of the year. KD knows he's going to be traded. The Suns know it too. And the rest of the league knows it. Until that happens, the Suns will enjoy this period with him on the team. In all honesty, this is not a controversial situation. After all, the Suns are having a campaign below 50%. In addition, the franchise has a salary bill of $230 million US. Not to mention the more than $100 million US in fines. Anyway, I really believe that Durant and the Suns will work together in the offseason for a trade, said Windhorst. It is worth remembering that Durant's contract runs until the end of next season. During this period, the 36-year-old star will receive $105.9 million US. In other words, the winger will have a contract expiring in 2025-26, something valuable in negotiations between teams in the league. Two-time NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors, 2017 and 2018, Kevin Durant joined the Suns 2 years ago, after a trade with the Brooklyn Nets. Since then, the star has made it clear that he aims to win another title. But, on the court, the Phoenix team is a disappointment. Owner of the largest payroll in the NBA, the Suns are only in 11th place in the Western Conference. Therefore, they are even outside the play-in qualifying zone. Read more about Kevin Durant. NBA, Kevin Durant speaks for the first time after trade rumors. I would also be frustrated if it was Kevin Durant, admits Suns GM. Find out what the Suns would receive from the Warriors in the Kevin Durant trade. Thus, with the imminent failure of the Arizona team, Kevin Durant should prioritize the trade to an NBA contender. In other words, a team that is strong enough to fight for the title. At the last trade deadline, the Dallas Mavericks, Memphis Grizzlies, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Warriors talked to the Suns about closing a deal for Kevin Durant. In addition, the Houston Rockets and Miami Heat are reportedly interested in the number 35. Advertisement previously non-negotiable, the veteran appeared in trade rumors in the final hours of the trade deadline. The reason would be the Suns' difficulty in strengthening the roster. The franchise, in fact, was interested in acquiring Jimmy Butler from the Florida team. However, Bradley Beal's power to veto any trade hurt the Phoenix team. Thus, Durant came to be seen as the best bargaining chip, since Devin Booker is considered untouchable. According to Windhorst, the star was not happy about having his name involved in trade rumors. Thus, Durant should be traded next offseason. Something that could be good for him and for the Suns. With the likely departure from Phoenix, the star would have the chance to go to a competitive team. The franchise, in turn, would receive important assets, such as young players with potential and draft choices. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kevin Durant? Leave your opinion in the comments.